The year is 1935. Can you imagine being the little girl who got to open this Christmas gift? Wow. This is the conclusion of the restoration of the DH53 ultramodern. Beautiful house.
So lines lovers, all ready now to put the floor papers back on the base. So I've got all the right wallpapers now available to me to do this with, so probably tomorrow morning that's going to be the first job. Well, yes, I think that's what I'm talking about, lines lovers. That's exactly where I want it to be right now. So as you can see, the floor papers need doing up on the first floor, and also I need to be putting in the window there on the side before I can put the staircase back in and start to fix the main body of the doll's house back to the base. Okay, so more work this afternoon. Basically need to do the first floor papering now. I've putted the side big pane glass in there, so that's in. So now, while I've got a chance to still get at everything with fairly easily, I'm putting the rest of the first floor paper in. So all the floor papers are in now. Obviously they're drying at the moment. I need to do some trimming at the back of the brick above the garage, but that's got to dry first. So I've placed a few things in the staircase, etc., just to get a feel for what it's going to look like. Basically the doors are still to be stripped and painted, and so is the dresser and so forth. On the Ultra 53 I've got the metalwork to put back onto the new painted doors and then re-hang them, and then at some point we need to rewire the whole of the light boards, which I've took off another one that was woodworm riddle, so these have got to have all the metalwork put back on. Okay, so that's all of the bright work put back onto the doors, ready to put them back into the house. So we'll get the house ready now, and we'll get them re-hinged, and we'll see what that looks like with all the refurb doors back where they should be. The next move on this 53 is to refix the base to the main body. Obviously this is a moment I've been waiting for, and a little bit of skill and determination is required because I don't want it to go in the wrong place. I need to get it right first time. So we'll see how that goes, and obviously the next time that you see me, hopefully it'll become one again. So you see here, I've now put it in the smaller of the front panels. All that's ready to re-hinge now, so I'm going to fit the hinges, and I'm going to re-hinge it to the doll's house, refit it to the doll's house so as it's safe where it is, so I don't keep knocking it till the putty goes off anyway. Okay, so that's all the windows putted in. So I've got the one door re-hung, which is the left hand side, so I've now got to re-hang the right hand side, and then we can put the top clip back in. As you can see, there's quite a bit of warping on that one side door. Hopefully over time, once it's pinned back properly, it will return back to its proper place. So now it's time to re-hang the right hand side door. So both doors are re-hung now, so this afternoon we'll be putting the new catch on, well the refurb catch, because paint needs to come off of it. And then the next thing is that I need to make the battery box tops there, which are missing when I got it. So this DH53 is really coming together now. So all of the inside fireplaces, cooker and the dresser sink are all in place. I want to just put some floor paper just inside the bay window there, which I'm going to do shortly. And the other thing that I've done is the battery box lids are now swiveling. So with all of the internals back inside, battery box lids fixed, and now the paper in the bay sorted out, the only thing left to do on this doll's house now is the actual wall lights. Now I'm going to rewire the wall light boards in the traditional Triang way, exactly as they were done. So stay tuned to find out how I do this. So if you can see here, this is one off a stockbroker. I want to completely put all the parts that I need off another doll's house, another Triang, onto these boards to keep the original boards and keep the doll's house original. This is what ultimately it has to look like, and you can see the positives and negatives I've put on there. As I've said in previous videos, these were made very crudely, and if you've got lots of corrosion, you never get them to work. So the corrosion's got to be removed, or you need good ones to start with. I'm lucky that I've managed to I've got so many houses that I can recover parts from, that I've got a couple of good ones, or 4 good ones, to put onto these 2 boards. So that's what I'm going to do now. Right, so I've chose the starting point as being the top 2 battery contacts. So as you can see, the battery box lids are both open now, and that's where you would place the battery and then put the lids back on, and so that will deliver current. I've got an old one here somewhere. Not sure where it is, but I'll have to show you with a new one. Right, so this is the part that a lot of people find very tricky. So this is where the wall lights go. You can see the holes that go into the various rooms, and it's ×2, so there's 1 battery for one side and 1 battery for the other side. Now it's been completely removed from this doll's house, so I've got to start from scratch, but I did get the original boards that came with it. So I'm going to attempt to show you what we do to make sure that the light fittings are not shorting out, and they will work. So I've soldered to the bottom, instead of just wire wrapping it, the copper wire, and if you can see the meter, you can clearly see that it's deflecting as being closed circuit. If I touch it to the middle bit, nothing, so that means it's fine. So they should all be the same. Now another reason for these not being successful at times is the fact that they literally nailed and clenched over the nails in this board, so there's very little that they fix to, and it's very easy to get this thing shorted out when the middle bit is an insulator. So I'm basically going to bolt them on with one nut and bolt, because they're not going anywhere. I think you're going to find this bit interesting. So everyone struggles with these Triang lights. So I've been trying to think up a way of anyone who's out there who struggles to try and repair all this stuff, and I think I've come up with the solution. And the solution is something that you'd have is a paper clip. So the paper clips, being brass, they obviously solder very easily. So I've used a mixture of what came originally with the other light board I've taken the stuff off, and then inserted these paper clips. Now there's the original Triang switch. In the next video we will test it, but it actually slides over the contacts better than Triang ones. Okay then, so both these light boards are finished in theory. They all test out on the meter with lamps in there, so I'll go and get some batteries and install them, and let's see what we get. Hopefully we'll have some lights, and then we can put the shades on And after that there's only one real thing to do, and that's make some curtains. So all coming on well, nearly finished. So you can see here the batteries in the battery boxes. Now obviously what I've done there is I've used new batteries and put old style labels, glued old style labels to them, so they look exactly right for the period. So all of this is finished now, and we shut the battery box lids like so, and we'll have a look at it from the front and put some shades on.
Amazing Grandad Nigel has taken 3 precious months to restore this dollhouse. This is what it looks like. And inside what it looks like is, so this is the little daughter's house, or I guess you could call it a teenager or wherever you want. This is like the parents' bedroom, and then here we have the hallway where the red stairs come down into the living room, and next to the living room we have the kitchen where you can all sit. There's also this nice summer house area and a rooftop garden. There's also a little outdoor decking, little sitting room area with a nice baby red chair in. And then once we open these amazing mint green doors, we find a little baby garage. Wow. Thanks for watching, and remember, Nigel has spent about 3 months on this. So if you're watching at home, just give us a clap on this amazing, beautiful, finished project.
So I just want to show you these light shades. They're conical shaped, and obviously they're meant to be Art Deco. And to make those, what we use is a piece of brown paper like this, and then it folds up to fit over the lampshade as a conical shape, and that is exactly how Lines Triang did them, and I think you'll agree, what could possibly look more authentic?
So there we have it. It's completely finished, and what a beautiful, beautiful restoration job. I'd like to emphasize on the fact that this was actually a restoration job, and these houses that Kevin works on are restored carefully back to exactly a factory setting, using the exact same replication papers, using the exact colors that were used, and whenever possible, using exactly the way they would have been created back when they were first manufactured. There is some people that say, well, we should just leave these dollhouses as is. I completely disagree. There's a huge difference between sympathetic restoration and renovation of these dollhouses. So this dollhouse is back to the way she should have been, leaving her full of wormholes and, in great disrepair. Would have been doing a great disservice to this beautiful house. Thanks once again to my friend across the pond, Kevin the Dollhouse Restorer, for contributing to this wonderful look at the past. This was really an enjoyable series. If you haven't already subscribed to my channel, please consider subscribing. It's free to do so, and hit that notification bell, and that way you'll know every time I upload a new video. And I love it when you leave comments, because that also helps my algorithm. Well, once again, Kevin, beautiful, beautiful job on this lovely Art Deco piece. And everyone, have the best day ever.